Hi, it's Susan. I have a show and tell for you here today. This is a little book that I have been working on for a while. You might have seen some of the posts over on Instagram or in the lives that I do on Wednesdays. And this little book was made in day 2 class of an Uncommon Art Journal, which was, this particular class was taught by Beatriz Helton. And the other two teachers there, Roxanne Stout and Lisa Agaran-Sand. And this little book is about 3 inches wide, about 4 inches tall, and has 11 pages in it. And I have to tell you, this was kind of almost a life-changing experience for me. What do I mean by that? I mean, it's kind of extreme, right? Come on, Susan. But I think I finally kicked little Miss Perfectionist to the curb. I was finally able to tell her that she didn't belong with me, and that I was able to just kind of go and play and have fun and follow some of the ideas that Beatrice gave us. She had us cut pages out of fabric, and we painted them in the class with her, and then she gave us some examples of ways that she distressed fabrics as she was putting them in the books. Now, I didn't pull aside any paper. It didn't even dawn on me. I was just thinking fabric, so I didn't put any paper in this book. I'm definitely going to make some more where I will put some papers in there. But what dawned on me was that these painted pages were perfect homes for my little clusters that, if you have been in any of my live streams, you know how much I love to make. And some of them were pre-made, and then I stitched them to the pages. Some of them I made right there on the page. But I just felt so much freedom in being able to use these little scraps. I just grabbed a handful of scraps of fabric and threads and fibers and put them near my stitching place. I didn't go digging for something new every time, and just worked with the scraps I had there, and I just had an absolute blast. So there's a lot of color in here, a lot of things that I don't normally work with, so that was all really good exposure for me. And so I hope that you guys, if you're looking at the flip through, you'll think, you know, maybe I can be brave, maybe I can kick my little Miss Perfectionist or Mr. Perfectionist to the curb and go do what I want to do and not worry about following any rules. It's the first book I've done that has no twigs or words or pages to write in. It's just a book for the senses. And let me tell you, it feels so good. I wish you could reach through the screen and feel it and feel all the different, it's soft, it's hard, it's crunchy in places, there's holes, there's rips. It's a lot of fun. So thank you, Beatriz Helton, for introducing me to your instinctual stitching and encouraging us all to have the freedom to just play with our art books and not worry about following any rules. It was really hard for me to it was really hard for me to not think about what I was going to do on a page. I really tried to just grab something out of the box and say, okay, flip the pages of the book and find something that you can put on there. And sometimes I finished a page all in one sitting, and sometimes I went back over it again a few days later and added a little bit more. No rules. I think that's the biggest lesson that I took away from Beatrice's class, is there should be no rules in the art that we're trying to create. And the art doesn't have to be something that's going to go in the gallery. You guys have heard me say that before. You don't need to paint a painting that's going to be so perfect that somebody's going to want to knock on your door and say, I must buy it, I must have it, it must be mine. That's not the goal of art. The goal of art is to express whatever we're feeling in the moment that we're creating it. And then when we're done, we move on and we create something else. So I really feel like I've learned a lesson that I have been trying to learn for a long time, which is just to let go and play and see what happens. If you're not already a subscriber, I hope you will click the subscribe button. And how about joining the Facebook group? If you're on Facebook, it's a small group of supportive, creative folks. And we just like to get together and share what it is we're working on. It's not necessarily journal making. It is any kind of art making. We just like to see what you're working on and support one another along our creative journeys. That's all for now. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.